It's the Hip Hop School.
It's that time.
Past and present podcast.
It's that time.
All regions stand up.
On your feet.
North, South,
Everywhere.
East,
Where you at?
and West, Midwest.
You
Where you
know
at?
the rule.
Act a fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the Hip Hop School. Be grown in the crowd called Prima Fur and Deja Rule, child. Get out your feelings, you get booed at the Hip Hop School. You know the rule. Act a fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the Hip Hop School. You can't be mad cause you got swag and easy cool. It's your motherfucking problem. Knowledge rule at the Hip Hop School. You know the rule. Act a fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the Hip Hop School. Can't look like that, I'm into some got artifacts. The truth is cruel, but that's just fuel at the Hip Hop School. Past and present.
What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for joining us tonight for another episode of the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast. I am Deasia, the assistant principal. You got Supreme Raw in the building, the principal. Heezy, the dean of all things hip hop. And you also have Josh Prince in the building, the counselor. How y'all doing tonight, fellas?
Man, shit, great.
Doing good, doing great. Baby, it's Friday, you know what I mean? So ready to get this show on the road.
That's what's up. Tonight we're gonna have a really good show. We're gonna touch on some trending topics as well as speak on the regional warfare. We'll be discussing whether or not having a distinctive regional sound hurt or help your career. What's the best region out there? The regions with the most impact and things of that nature. Y'all kind of get where we're going with that. With that being said, each and every week we start off with a hip hop trivia question. This week's hip hop trivia question is brought to you by our sponsors, Supreme's Pull Up, Art by Chung G, the Uhuru Academy, Lit and Leisure Travel, and the Deaths of Deasia. This week's hip hop trivia question is, which three people are better known as the Holy Trinity of hip hop? Again, which three people are better known as the Holy Trinity of hip hop? Y'all try to answer that question down below in the comments. We will reveal the answer at the end of the show. With that being said, class is in session.
Who came up with that?
I did.
That's it.
Yeah, but I know the answer to it, unlike you people. Y'all come up with stupid questions and y'all gotta Google in the middle of the show to find the answer.
That's like an opinion based.
Right.
Your phone is messed up, Supreme, of sound. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into our first trending topic. Prize from the Fugees. He has been found guilty of international laundering. He finna turn into a refugee in a minute because it's so serious because why in the fuck you got yourself caught up in all of that? You know, like, I mean, the man, I'm talking about millions and millions of dollars. And
I'm talking about 100 million.
He was an informant as well.
I don't know, but break it down, Preem, because I think you know a little bit more about.
Hey, y'all heard me? Is my voice straight?
Yeah, it's straight.
Oh man, you know that boy Prize, man. He was into some old Jason Bourne, John Wick, James Bond, espionage, spy, international money, all this old type shit, man. And say the nigga was an undercover FBI informant, man, but somehow some government paid this nigga to take a picture. They wanted him to take a picture standing next to Obama to implicate Obama in some shit, man, with some money. It was a high level money, hundreds of millions of dollars. I heard some billions getting thrown out there, man.
Billions.
Nigga done got caught, and he was just found guilty, and he's facing up to 20 to 30 years, I think, man.
Yeah, he just got found guilty the other day, man. I was just reading up on it because I didn't really know too much about it. You know what I'm saying? And you've been hearing shit about Prize going through like court cases and shit like this, like over the past few years, but you ain't really know how deep it was. But now that the whole story done broke, man, that shit deep in the motherfucker, man. He was fucking with the Chinese government.
For real.
You know
how did you go from being a rap artist to going into this in depth with being locked in with these type of people, man? Like, did they come to your show or something and say, "Hey, we need your help. Let's recruit you"?
That's a good question too.
That's a good question too. I mean, like,
well, he was in trouble before.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So he been, you
So
know,
maybe they was like, "Hey, you in trouble, but we need your help." And
Yeah,
whoop blam blam whoopty whoopty blam blam whoopty whoop.
because that's really what it was. They really used him to get to Obama and to get to Trump, because they was trying to get to Trump too, trying to
Yeah,
get somebody else free. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean?
that's some high level. Just
Extradited
think,
to China and shit. You know what I'm
that's some
saying?
high level shit to even have that much access to them type of people to where like they feel like they can count on you to get this done. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what dude was doing, but Jack had to be.
With the
One thing I know,
FBI.
it was some intelligence shit because you can't be no dummy and pull that type of shit off. You know what I'm saying?
And when you think about it though, it's like the Fugees, man. They been in some shit. Like you think they just hold somebody's group and shit. These motherfuckers, shit. Lauryn Hill done been to jail.
they tried
Prize
to
about
kill
to get
that
locked
nigga. Did they try to kill what's it,
up.
Prize in Haiti on some
And
international Bill Clinton type shit?
some presidential shit. Yep. So
Yeah.
hey, them motherfuckers been
I
in
don't
some
want
shit
that type of clearance.
to be a wholesome, quote unquote, wholesome group and positive. You know what I'm saying? And all that shit. That shit just kind of
That's why the nigga be
ironic.
capped.
You know what I mean?
That's
Whole
crazy.
head wraps.
Oh, what's up, King Ahmad TV in the building?
King Ahmad, what's happening?
What up,
Yes,
boy?
indeed. Hannibal in the building. I am the comment. Thank y'all for stopping through. While we
Hey,
talking,
y'all remember John Forte too from the Foodies? Y'all remember he got locked up for pushing cocaine for like 15. He got locked up for like 15 years. Like the Foodies, man. Low key been in some shit.
Yeah, they been on it.
Yeah.
that's crazy. But
Lauren Hill Lauren Hill got a baby by one of the Marleys, and their daddy was supposedly assassinated. Say, man.
Hey.
International. All this is international stuff, though.
and
You know
we'll
what
be
I'm saying?
talking about more about Lauryn Hill later in the show in our school post. But since we on the topic of finesse in the system, we might as well talk about Finesse 2 Times. So Finesse 2 Times, if y'all don't know, he's a Memphis rapper, and he has this young cat, a 10-year-old rather, the young kid. He has this young kid under his wings that I guess he's mentoring and trying to get his rap career started and everything. And he's Finesse 2 Time claim, you know, he's trying to get him out the street, and he called him his son. So a lot of people look at it as if maybe it's one of those kind of Birdman, Lil Wayne type situations or what have you. But a lot of controversy had came from it because Finesse 2 Times ended up getting into it with JT from the City Girls, and the little boy, the little 10-year-old, started roasting JT. Glosser, who was signed to QC, she ended up having something to say about, you know, Finesse relationship with this 10-year-old boy. Josh, what you were the one that presented this story. So what's the details on that as far as the inner workings with Finesse 2 Times and that 10-year-old rapper?
I mean, far as the flack he getting, you know, behind the scenes about it, like just being a street cat, and if you know the little dude, a few years ago while Finesse was locked up, the little dude used to always be on YouTube or, you know, different memes and stuff because he was like a little young cat. I think then he might have been like 7 or 8, but he was in the gambling spots in Memphis and he knew the lingo, and, you know, you had other cats recording him, and so this is something he been doing before Finesse even came in the picture. So what Finesse did is like, shit, I see this little cat, he out here in the streets going wild. You know, of course, he mature for his age. He know the lingo. He know, man, I'm finna put you up under my wing, because if I don't, you're going to end up getting killed out here, or you're going to go this way. I'm going to come over here. Because the thing of it is, it's a lot of people just looking at his age and not realizing his environment and already created him to be who he going to be. If Finesse don't get him, somebody else going to have him out there in the trap selling dope. So you would want a kid like this, somebody come through and say, hey, man, come over here. I'm going to get you out, because you're going to do this regardless. I didn't start you doing this. I didn't create you to doing this. But I see you way ahead of your time. So come get up under my wing. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm going to have you good. We're going on tour. I'm going to have you with me, because you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, it comes to like, people like, oh, he wrong. Okay, so just say Finesse, just leave him in the streets. Just, hey, man, little dude. So what's next? At least he keeping him out of trouble, and he really giving, okay, run your shit, Preem.
First of all, man. First of all, shout out to Finesse. I love Finesse as a rapper. He's a great MC. I like his music. But you know, before Finesse was a rapper, Finesse was a pimp. And this is a straight pimp and hoe situation. Finesse is finna exploit this little nigga because Finesse is a thug ass nigga from pimp ass nigga from Memphis. He's not no adoption agency finna adopt the little boy and put him in foster care with a positive motherfucking environment. He's thugging with this nigga just like him. This is finna be a partner pimp hoe situation, my nigga. This is what this is, bro. Hey, pimps love they hoes. Pimps find a woman who's going through something, and I'm gonna bring you in. We're gonna clean you up. I'm gonna protect you, nigga. That's how this is to me, man. I don't see nothing else to it. The little boy, yeah, you can tell he already in the mix, and Finesse 2 times see some money with this shit, bro. That's all, man. It's gonna be his first artist signing.
How he see some money with a 10-year-old just because he got the 10-year-old hanging around him?
Shit,
that ain't
nigga,
money.
what you mean?
Being a street nigga.
That's money, nigga. That's
12,
money.
Right? At 12 years old,
today's society, that's money.
I knew shit that the average 12-year-old didn't know. So older niggas took me in because they like, damn, this little nigga, he know the lingo. So that's why I speak the way I speak, because you look at the little nigga like, fool, you gonna crash out. Come on over here. I ain't making no money out of you.
Actually, you crash out for me, baby.
Yeah, and I actually don't like the relationship because it's too ratchet. Yeah. It'd be different if he was showing the little boy in a positive light or showing him something positive.
This man done showed this little boy. I'm showing this little boy the world. He gonna get this game anyway. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, kids that get that type of game, they don't grow up and be crash dummies. They grow up and be masterminds. Because I done seen it all. You dig what I'm saying? They grow up. I'm speaking from a nigga at 12 years old. I swear to God, anybody know I was doing shit that 20-year-olds was doing. I'm considerably right now genius or mastermind in my own way of how niggas that, you know what I'm saying, like I think motherfuckers because
it's 2 ways about it, guys. It's 2 ways about it. It can go 2 ways. It's a slim chance that it's gonna work out just fine and it's gonna be the best thing happen to him. It's a high percentage that this gonna end up in some fucked up shit.
Man, the only reason, and this is why
Hold on, Josh. Hold on.
No. I can't hold on because
through the penitentiary and trials and tribulations, you came out mastermind and genius.
Look at Bow Wow. At 12 years old, Bow Wow was doing considerably the same shit. He was 2 years older than this young man. He was around the same type of shit, except they didn't have no video going back then. They wasn't recording him. He was around Snoop Dogg smoking. So all these why in the fuck everybody got a problem with this man and he's saving this little boy really? Because if you
have you watched the videos together?
Right.
Listen, have you seen the videos of the young man from 2-3 years ago when he was in the middle of the street? He was doing all that.
And he's still doing the same thing.
Right, still doing the same shit.
I'm saying like he in a controlled environment doing it now because he on YouTube and he roasting somebody.
That's the thing is.
The kids do it all day long on camera.
Okay, ain't no grown person who is really genuine and really is in the right
man. In China, do you not know? In China, at that age, they training them folks to be killers. They got an army of little 10, 9-year-olds who, if they mature enough to get how to hold this gun, shoot this gun, they wake up every morning training them. Shit, he just a soldier being trained. You know what I'm saying? He's just a soldier being trained. This man just seemed like man, come over here.
They're being trained keep you out of trouble. Not to be in the streets being reckless. But as I was saying, as far as this particular situation, once you get to a point where you got a 10-year-old and let him get in the front of a phone and get the going off and roasting grown people or whatever the case may be, that's not a positive.
Man, that man not no regular 10-year-old. Didn't I just say go look at his videos from 2 years ago? Y'all take the age out of it because y'all said,
right. Hold on, Josh. He's not no regular. Hold on. He's not no regular 10-year-old, right?
He's not a regular 10-year-old.
So the job is to slow it down and switch it in a different direction.
Not to it. Who've been exposed for years and years and years of his life to environment that they created.
Let me show you something different. Let me show you something different.
I'm showing you something different. I'm showing you I got you on stage in front of me.
He's showing him a bigger stage of ignorance, my nigga.
Yeah, it's all ignorance. Shit, like he said when he responded to Gloss Nim, y'all make songs about popping pussy, selling pussy, and all that.
That's a typical response.
The average response.
I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with
that's a typical response if you doing if you suck it out of suck dick. No.
But The ones that's popping pussy, they ain't got a little girl around.
These same
them
people, hold up. These same
in the
people
phone
was the same
cussing
people
out
that
grown
when
folks.
Dwayne Wade's son at that age chose to be a
Bro,
girl.
they
instead of
all
boy.
wrong. They
Cool
all
with that.
wrong.
They
Exactly.
was
This
cool with
damn
that.
near the
Like,
same
oh yeah,
level.
he
This
could be
damn
a
near the
girl.
same
So
level.
this little dude over here can't be what he done seen out
Well,
here.
That's no
I mean,
excuse for
It's like,
that.
you still point out things that are also wrong though.
Okay, so if everybody was in support of this little boy turning into a girl, why you not in support? Not even being supportive of it, just shut up because this is the way it go. This little
It's
boy
all
already got the
wrong.
streets in him. He already been genetically engineered to be this way. Somebody snatch him up and say, "Man, come over here, bro. Come over here. Get out them streets.
What?
Well,
You
Josh,
in drive-bys and shit. Come over here.
Listen,
We gonna
hold
tour.
on, Josh.
Get
Hold
your
on. Let me
little-
say something, Deja. What Dwayne Wade is doing to his son and what Finesse is doing to that boy is both detrimental.
Okay,
Same level.
okay.
Same
Then
level.
we're gonna go back to this here. So
Same
what if
level,
he
yeah.
just got him acting on camera to do that? You know what I'm saying? To
He's
make some
not.
money. How you know? Is you with them?
Well, you
He's
just
not.
said the little
You
boy
got
was
childhood
like that.
actors that
Well,
get
you
on
just
He
camera.
been
said
doing it.
you
He
just
been
said
doing
that
it.
he been like that.
That's the thing with this internet, and we just proved that with your partner. You can get in character. How you know? Hey, the camera's on. Just
man.
give us
Now
a
you
look.
think the
You know what
little
I'm saying?
boy
Like
Charleston
y'all
White?
don't know.
That nigga doing onside kicks.
He doing what?
That nigga did. That nigga trying to do an onside kick.
No. I'm telling you, this internet, you can't be judgmental because the thing
Okay,
is
so
that
now they
everything
playing.
supposed to be judged.
So
You can't
they
let some
playing.
shit slide and then be like, well, now he in character over here, or now that little boy can turn into a little girl. But man, you draw the line that Finesse
Josh,
had
you
a
all
10-year-old
over
that
the
he took
place.
out the streets that was doing this before he even got out the pen. That little 10-year-old been on camera doing that shit. He
Go
said,
make you.
man,
Go
I
make
ain't
you a drink. Go make you a drink, Josh. Go make you a drink, my boy.
No, I ain't gotta make no drink. I ain't gotta make no drink.
Go make you a drink.
Yeah. Lil Wayne did it. Birdman had Lil Wayne doing. Look at Lil Wayne now.
On
One of
how
the, listen.
he was
Look at
living
Lil Wayne
life.
now. He one
I'm
of the
saying, listen.
You
This
talking
man
about
in the
one
conversation
out of
of
a
being a
million.
goat.
You talking about 1 out of a million though. You know what I'm
Lil
saying?
Bow Wow. I just said Lil Bow Wow.
That's 2 out of a million, nigga. It's
Lil
a
Bow
whole
Wow
bunch
was
of
not
Okay,
like
well, you got number
You know
3
what I'm
because
saying?
the little prodigy, he got him a little prodigy. He went and snatched him out the streets of Memphis. You from Memphis, you know what the streets of Memphis like, Deasia. So he
Yeah,
went
I
and snatched
know.
this boy. He got
That's
him
the
on
reason
tour.
why
It's the
your
same
analogy-
shit that he would be doing in the streets of Memphis, except now you with me and my entourage. We going to do shows and all that. I'm keeping you out the way, and I'm
My
showing
nigga.
you. Listen, if you
Little
go,
Wayne was a fucking drug addict, my nigga.
everybody a drug addict. I'm talking
No,
about
I'm
he's
just
sitting up
saying.
all day
Quit
long.
acting like you
Burning
quit
your
acting
time.
like
This is
it's a
drug. You
total
gotta
success
have it.
story, my
Everybody's
nigga.
drug habit. No drug is better.
He
than
was
drug.
strung out, bro.
Everybody's strung out.
No.
Every time I get on the show, I got a red cup. I'm strung out on
And
alcohol.
then
It's
the
a
thing,
drug.
and the
It
thing
impairs
is,
me. If I
and
go
the
get in the
thing
car, I can
is-
wreck and kill somebody. So
Okay.
you can't do
And
that
the-
judging shit. We can't. You
And
can't.
the
All right.
thing is,
You talking about
I'm not
a
judging.
10-year-old boy? Shit.
okay, can I finish making my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the thing with the like even the comparison about the Wayne Wade and his son or a daughter now and the little boy in Memphis or whatever. The thing is this. That what we see from that little boy is something that ails our community. This is not something new. We need this shit to stop. You know what I'm saying? That's really
Well, every
something that is
time we get on this
normal.
show, every
That
time we
is
get on this
something-
show, let's boycott hip hop. Because that's what rappers doing. Just because you 5 years
Okay.
older than him,
You're
you
all
doing the
over
same
the
shit,
place.
saying the same shit that's flooding our community. We supporting the shit.
I don't know why
now
you
we
going to
supporting the
these
shit. We on a
extremes.
hip hop show talking
I
about.
don't
Hey.
know why you're going to these extremes. What I'm
If
saying
we
is,
did, we would be
Ain't no such
wrong.
thing as extremes. Ain't no such thing as
are
extremes. You
going
gotta
into
call a
an
ball,
extreme.
foul, foul. Hell,
Yes.
no, it's a scream because we love the shit. But then when it come down to it, we
well,
always
let's
want to
go.
talk
We're gonna
about
go
what's
ahead and go
detrimental
to
to
the
our
next
community.
subject. Cause I don't like the way you making yourself look like a fool, and
A
I love you
fool?
too much to let you sit up here and look
Okay,
crazy.
so hold.
saying that
Before we get out
dumbass
the subject,
shit.
let me say this here. Every time we talk about what's detrimental to our community, when it comes to hip hop, we all know that's the most fucked up thing for our community. But we love it. We like the rhythm. We like the sound. So we give that a pass. We can't.
That little boy is the ultimate product of hip hop niggerdom. This is what you
NBA
gonna
Youngboy
get.
is. NBA Youngboy is also.
It's a million of them little niggas.
NBA Youngboy is not 10 years old.
He was 15 years old. What's the difference between the 10-year-old
in the
who
right
knows
direction
and a 15-year-old who knows?
Listen, bro, listen. We not dissing the little boy. We saying the way Finesse going about it, we, in our opinion, we could be wrong. But in our opinion, we saying it's not a good look and it's not a good thing.
For sure.
I mean, none of this shit a good thing. Hip hop is not a good thing.
Okay,
All
John.
right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about our next subject since we still in Memphis with it. Let's talk about the rapper Lotta Cash Desto was murdered in Houston. And people are saying that it's in connection. Her murder is in connection with Dolph murder. Heezy, you had some insight on that story. What's the details on it?
I guess it ain't really a new story, but I guess it just came out that the guys that got convicted of killing her was tied to Young Dolph. You know what I'm saying? And for people that don't know, her daddy is one of the guys that got convicted for killing Young Dolph. So, you know what I'm saying? If y'all put the pieces together, you know what I'm saying? D-Town all day, baby. But if y'all put the pieces together, you know what I'm saying? It sounded like it was some get back for Young Dolph. You know what I'm saying? Because he was supposedly the guy that ordered the hit on Young Dolph, and that was his daughter. And they went and got her. You know what I'm saying? So, but the two guys that did it, they just got convicted, and it was confirmed that for sure that they was tied to Young Dolph in some kind of way. So that's pretty much what that was.
Did they say the reason why they did it? What was the reason?
Nah, they ain't have their specific statements. You know what I'm saying? But you know.
Well, you know what? I'm glad they got they found the people and they got convicted because a lot of times
you know
those type of murders end up being unsolved. So I'm glad that the
both
family
of them
was able to get justice.
I mean, for Dolph and for you know what I'm saying, and for her, you know what I'm saying. So
okay,
that's good. That's good in both cases, you know.
Well, I think that story is going to continue to unfold. So if more detail come out, you know, we'll probably be able to speak with a little bit more confidence as to what it really is, because right now it's just all speculation. But we definitely wanted to put that out there of what is being talked about in these hip hop streets. So another trending topic, Lil Boosie, he ended up going and doing another interview with Vlad. And in the interview with Vlad, he talked about him hashing things out with T.I. after he called T.I. a rat. And, you know, him and T.I., they went back and forth on the internet, dissing each other and everything like that. But, you know, T.I. and Boosie's sons, they are friends. They are real close. And as grown men, T.I. and Boosie, they decided to have a conversation and just squash the beef for the sake of the kids, rather. And then Boosie said that in the interview, it was some things he understood from T.I. and it was some things that T.I. understood from him. Boosie still said that he stand on how he think about the situation, but he also said that he apologized to T.I. That was very interesting. And when he said he apologized to T.I., he said that he realized it was a lot of things that T.I. had actually ended up helping him with. And I'm going to tell you the truth. And then I'm going to let y'all go ahead. I actually feel as though Boosie is not his own man. What ended up happening is Boosie went off the limb. He went crazy. He felt like because he dissed Gangsta, and because he said that shit about Gangsta, he'll be a hoe ass nigga if he didn't say the same thing about T.I. And then he knew in the background that T.I. really rock with him. That's really his brother for real. He really helping him out and things like that. They really got a real relationship or whatever the case may be. So Boosie trying to keep it real with people who don't matter. He went onto Vlad and he dissed T.I. And I really feel like there was some sucker shit that Boosie had did or whatever. I understand standing on what you speak on or whatever in your principles and all of that. But the way he went off, he didn't have to do that. But he did that to try to prove some point. And now he ended up having to tuck his tail and spin a block and apologize because he was dead wrong. And that's just a testament to the type of man that Boosie is. And I feel like the veil is being lifted. And people are beginning to see, you know, the type of makeup Boosie actually has. What y'all think about the situation?
Well, and you pretty much summed it up, from my opinion. And once again, shout out to my brother Charleston White for letting us know publicly, you too, Deja, months, maybe a year or so ago, letting us know Boosie is not who we think we is, man. You know, you don't throw your partner under the bus, man. You know, even if you feel a certain way, man, if that's your partner, man, you handle that shit. You don't go on Vlad fucking TV Vlad, a white boy ass channel, and air out your brother, man, throw him under the bus. Then what happened was T.I. seen a nigga checked his ass at the airport. You know what I'm saying? And he backpedaled. Oh man, you know, my your old son, my son, a friend, my nigga, but I had to do this. And T.I. like, nah, you know, nigga, you know, I don't think he stood on this shit like he say he stood on this shit on Black.
Yeah, because he could have very well, when the question came up, there are so many different ways that question could have been answered without him going up on T.I. like that. He could have just simply said, you know, when it comes to things like that, that's just something my personal belief feel. I feel like, you know, that's something that I wouldn't do, you know, and I have to talk more with T.I. about that to see, you know, what are the details, what actually happened. I don't know the full story.
Yeah, that's exactly what he should have said.
You could tell he was trying to save face for people who don't matter, because he was saying, I'm the last of the real ones left. Don't nobody else got. I'm the last of the real niggas got. So you worried about the fake real niggas online. You know, they're more important than your friend, man, who actually helped you survive out here. That's deep, man.
Yeah, and Kyrie said, I told you too, he was a demon. But listen, people do that. I'm gonna tell you something. People do that all the time. People would do that all the time. You have people that, even if you look at how social media is set up, I cut the fool and I play and I have fun on social media or whatever. But then there are people that I rock with in real life that are connected to me in social media, right? Y'all don't know these motherfuckers from a Pepsi can that's on this internet behind the phone, but trying to show out in front of an audience of people who you don't know, never met, never even breathe in the same air that they breathe. You not even you.
You know how many people want me to throw Charles under the bus?
Yeah, and so it's like what ends up happening is you'll have these people, they'll come play with me and they'll do stuff, and it's on social media. You trying to show out in front of people like, I know you in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really fuck with you and rock with you, but you finna play me on some internet shit. Ain't nowhere in the hell. That's just like the relationship with Supreme and Charleston White. Even if Supreme did disagree or have a problem with Charleston White about something, like a lot of people feel like that man agree with everything Charleston White say and everything Charleston White do. He gonna handle that behind. He gonna talk to him. He ain't finna get on the internet and try to prove something to people to say, oh, you're not biased and this, that, and the third. It's ways to address things that come up about Charleston White without it being a thing where you gotta talk down on him. You could say, hey, I disagree with that in a way where you ain't fucking up the fiber of y'all relationship. You get what I'm saying? Because this is somebody that you know in real life behind this internet bullshit. I ain't have no respect for Boosie like that, because people do that all the time on social media. They do it all the time, and I done lost a whole lot of friends, like people I consider friends, because they want to show out amongst people that they don't even fucking know.
We'll see how it go with it. We'll see if the album come out. Because remember, Preen, we had made that bet.
Remember, I said this shit was scripted, man. Listen, let me put my 2 cents in.
I kind of said it was too.
Man, that shit was scripted. Because at the end of the day, check this out. When he said what he said, first and foremost, he said, man, I don't think T.I. did that. I think he was just saying it. But if he did do that shit, I got to stand on what I stand on, because that shit wrong. So that's just like if somebody say, man, I don't think Preem did that. But if he did shit, right is right, wrong is wrong. He'll be considered a rat too. I ain't saying he did. I have to get with him. Everything you saying he should have said, and I'm not like Boosie done turn, like I think he a media whore right now because he started doing that shit with Vlad. But everything you said he should say, he really pretty much said. He said, I don't think he said that. I think he was just saying that. Nah, man, I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I think he was just saying that. The only thing he said was
he had so much other energy, the energy that he had behind it, the body language, his voice inflation, all of that stuff. That's what made it a problem. And then he was like, yeah, nigga, you a rat and all that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta. He was
like, yeah. But he was like, if it did go that way, like, yeah, I gotta stand on my feet because that's just it. I can't be.
And that's why.
I gotta stand on that. He not.
And that's why. That's the part that T.I. got to take responsibility for too, because he said some bullshit. He even said that.
Yeah. And the thing, the man, he said, I don't think he really done that. You know what I'm saying? But man, and he didn't really want. But it's like shit. It go back to him even being on that bitch ass interview anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Nigga, stop getting in front of the camera. If you're a street nigga and you supposed to be the last done or what, like when we said about the J. Chris, some things, man, this internet ain't for some people. If you're an entertainer, you'll become an entertainer. Quit trying to stand up under this role of I'm just this mega gangster, because gangsters don't get on TV or on these interviews and talk the way y'all niggas be talking. You dig what I'm saying? You're an entertainer now. So you're doing this because you're getting paid to entertain. So you can't use your gangster card no more. You're not a gangster no more. You're an internet personality. You dig what I'm saying?
Hey, listen. Have y'all seen one of Boosie movies?
No.
Have y'all? Hey, when the last album y'all heard from Boosie?
That one he was complaining about them people when they weren't buying it, and then he
had
that one with
the only thing he really got is Vlad. You feel what I'm saying?
He getting 40. What he say? 40K an interview. He getting 40K an interview. That's
if he is.
I have to go back and check, but I think he said 40 grand an interview to do that. That's why he's doing it. So yeah, this your personality. Like you done became a media personality. You're not a gangster no more.
And you know
you're
what?
Not a little bullshit no more. You his turns.
It's actually nothing wrong with him transitioning into a personality. It's something wrong when you feel like you got these points to prove. You a grown man, and you feel like you got these points to prove to whoever is asking him to be this quote unquote real nigga that he say he's the only one left or what have you. It's the fact of how he carry on with these interviews, because there is a lot of people that can get behind the camera or whatever, and they could still maintain their integrity and they could still maintain their respect. Then this goddamn Boosie is becoming damn near a minister show. That's what it's starting to be. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime it's just like you could even have your personality and be humorous and things like that. But also his problem is his character. The more and more he get up on that show with Vlad, it shows different layers of the cracks in his character. That's what happened. That's the problem with Boosie, not the fact that he's transitioning into doing something different in his career, because a lot of artists end up doing different things in their career. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get into this main topic, y'all. So our main topic tonight is talking about rap's regional warfare. And so we're gonna start this thing off, and what sparked the conversation is we were talking about how some artists are actually pigeonholed because they have a distinctive sound that pins them to their actual region. And we were just trying to explore whether or not that hurt or that helped people's career. So our first thing that we want to address is whether or not having a distinctive regional sound actually hurt or helped people's career. And then we'll talk about some artists that it helped and some artists that it hurt. Josh, since you actually came up with this wonderful topic, I'm gonna start with you. Do you think having a distinctive sound that actually pinpoints you to where people could listen to you and know exactly where you're from, do you think that hurt people's career or help their career?
I think it kind of helped, because like when you got a distinctive sound, it's like you get your people behind you that's really fans, that's supporters. You got fans and you got supporters. So you build up your support base rather than your fan base. And once you got your support base, you dig what I'm saying, then you branch out to your fan base, but your support never gonna go nowhere. So that's where you get timeless music from, because they support base. It's behind you because this distinctive sound is us. Like New Orleans, you get timeless music from New Orleans because like the distinctive sound that come from there, they support that. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to a New Orleans party, they gonna play that, back that ass up. They gonna play that Mystical, that Juvenile. They gonna support, No Limit, Cash Money. That region gonna get behind that, and it's gonna be timeless. Then when you're an artist that if you from New Orleans and you sound like you from New York, you're gonna have fans. But then when the fandemonium die out, you can't go back home and be getting that support, because like you sound like them up there, and they just gonna only support you for so long. They ain't gonna support you now because you're not from here. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't think that having that distinct sound, oh yeah, you get that core support locally in your region, but do you not think that it hurts them as far as expanding beyond their region and having a global success?
I mean, at the time, if you good, you're gonna have global success. Look at Jay-Z. I gotta use him for example because like he like one of the faces of New York, and he kept to the distinct sound of New York. He used to get
Not
mad.
really.
Huh?
Not really.
I mean, but he would get mad and call out other like Southern artists, you know, mumble rap, you know, he got mad at T-Pain. So whatever sound he was sticking with that represented New York, like now, niggas in the South don't really mess with Jay-Z like that. But his core, his supporters, they done pushed over years to make his music timeless. He became a face of that region. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's nothing wrong with having a distinct regional sound, but at the end of the day, being dope is important. You got to be, you can like MOP, for example, they have a distinct regional sound, but they're limited. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nobody outside of New York really just fucking with the niggas like that. You know what I'm saying?
MOP, nigga.
You fuck with them, but very few. Like I compare them like them and UGK, two distinct sounds, but UGK got way more fan base outside the distinct sound because they just extra dope in the motherfucker.
No, I get what you're saying though, Josh. As far as it helping you though, because if you a fan of a certain sound, then you're gonna kind of look for rappers that got that, you know what I'm saying, rappers in that region that got that sound. So, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, for instance, I love Bay Area rap, West Coast rap, you know what I'm saying? So if somebody coming out from the West Coast, I'm just gonna automatically listen, you know what I'm saying, just to check it out, just because I already know what kind of sound it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? So it can definitely help, you know what I'm saying? You know,
and then it goes beyond the sound though, because one another thing I brought up, you know what I'm saying, is the influence. Like you said, Bay Area. It's like the way, like with E40, you know what I'm saying, and them Camaros and that, you know what I'm saying, like when they have the burnout, what they call it when they all
side shows.
They had a side shows. Notice how he stuck to that. That was culture. He stuck to that culture, and then that culture ended up moving to other places. Because now you got that down south. They have side shows. New York, they have the side shows. They call it street takeovers now. But that started actually in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? So that culture kind of that's what I think. Like even with E40, if he would have branched off and started trying different shit, he would still have the influence that he have in like.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like you hear E40, his influence and him sticking to his culture, he became the face of the Bay. You know what I'm saying? And he had like, I'm talking about like his music was very different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Prime example of a group, a regional group branching off and leaving their roots is the Dipset, right? New York niggas who branched out and kind of sounded South and West Coast and a lot of their shit, right? But it hurt them when it was time to come back to New York, like with their battle with the Locks. New York niggas wasn't really fucking with them because they felt like they compromised the East Coast sound. That's what that shit was all about. That was some we mad at y'all niggas from years ago because they slowed the tempo down and they was making that type of gangster New York shit that them traditional New York niggas wasn't with that shit. So that hurt them, you know, what you say they support base.
They support us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That made Locks timeless. They support us. Now they don't got many fans outside of what's going on where they at, but they support us. That was a prime example. That shit right there.
Hey, and then another thing too, man. A lot of the sound of a particular region got to do with the culture of the region. You feel what I'm saying? Think about Texas and Screwed Up and the lean, you know what I'm saying, lean culture and all that shit. And then you know what I'm saying. Think about other places like New York, just the gritty and grimy street, you know what I'm saying, project sound, you know what I'm saying. Then you got the Miami bass with the, you know what I'm saying. Then you got the LA, the G-Funk, the palm trees, you know what I'm saying. Like every region sound like the culture of the region. You feel what I mean? So
let me ask this question: which region you think had the most influence on hip hop?
Overall, man, that's man. I don't know.
I mean, you got to give it to New York.
The most influence.
They the originate.
I was gonna say that, but
West
I mean,
Coast.
you know,
Cause the West Coast never switched up. They never switched up. You got New York niggas, Dave East, all them type of niggas. They trying to
West
gang
Coast,
bang
huh?
and be like West Coast niggas.
The
You know
West Coast gangster shit definitely is neck and neck with this shit. For sure.
And think about the West. They never switched up. You don't hear the West. They don't switch up.
And the West actually kind of changed hip hop. You know what I'm saying? With the bringing in the gangster rap and shit from there on out. Shit, gangster rap was always.
And if you think about the number one group side of the South, A-Ball, MJG. That's really West Coast influence. UGK West Coast influence. Ghetto Boys West Coast influence. They're not 3 6 Mafia. They not. You know what I'm saying?
West and South connection always been there. Even back like with Screw, Sebo, all them, they always when Dog Pound would come down here, you know, and fuck with people in H-Town, you know, Devin the Dude and the Dre connections, shit like that. It's always been like, even part of it when the battle, the South has always been like
West
Coast.
Yeah, because even when it was the East Coast versus the West Coast, that beef, that war, that East Coast versus the West Coast thing, like the South was more on the West Coast side. When
you had Face, all them, they was right, but you got to go back to like Face and Ice Cube. You know when they made
DOC,
live that long and stuff like that. They always it was a connection. The West was more prevalent to fuck with the South than New York was.
And I think the reason why is because what the people rapped about in the environment that they would speak on, as far as what was going on in the South. I mean the West, it was more relatable. Because it was we could see ourselves in it.
Niggas had gangs
when
and shit.
When it came to the East Coast and niggas rapping about how, you know,
projects,
they elevator and they sky rise was broke, so they had to carry the food up the stairs in the
pissy elevators,
subway and you know what I'm saying? We didn't see that. We didn't. We think you got stairs. You're supposed to be rich, so it's not adding up. You know what I'm saying?
Even with the coast,
I can't
they had to carry what?
Huh?
What they had to carry?
They groceries up the stairs because the elevator broke. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they struggle. I'm gonna tell you something. Their struggle was very unrelatable when you listen to it because it didn't. When you couldn't visualize yourself in that. So I think that's what caused the disconnect.
Like they would
say
something
to that part of the world,
being in the basement doing this. We don't got basements. We don't know nothing about no.
Yeah, like they'll talk about a concrete jungle, right? For instance, we had grass outside. So what the fuck is you talking about? You get what I'm saying?
Even like with the cars and shit, they talking about Audis and we was talking about Cutlasses, 6-4s and Buicks and old schools. You know what I'm saying? West and South, they related to that type of shit. We didn't get into the
then in the wintertime, they had bubble coats and they had Timberlands on and they was talking, you know, they were saying they struggling. It look like you doing all right to me. You know what I'm saying? You warm and cozy and shit. You got on big heavy duty boots. You know what I'm talking about? Man, you struggling in the South, you man. I'm telling you something. You've been to walk the soul out your shoes.
I got no coat or nothing in the winter. Shit, you ain't got no coat on in the winter. Shit.
Yeah, so it's like you have on a windbreaker. That's about it.
Hey, so what y'all think about when rappers from a certain place, you know, start sounding like other regions? Like for instance, like you know, we got the Detroit sound now that a lot of people starting to copy, like you know, Bay Area and West Coast people starting to copy in particular. Then you got New York, you know what I'm saying, with the they done adopted the whole Chicago drill shit. So what y'all think about that?
Actually, that's the London drill.
Okay, well they adopted
London
drill. They adopted drill, whichever one it was. You know what I'm saying? So what y'all think about that?
It just depends if you dope or not. You can get away with it, but eventually it's gonna fizzle out. Like ASAP Rocky now. They adopted the Houston screw shit, the slow music. You know what I'm saying? But you don't hear from niggas like that no more. I think remember 93 to Infinity?
Soul's a Mistress, yeah.
They sound like some New York niggas.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know, they could have been big if they would have stuck to their hometown sound. You know what I'm saying? It just depends, man. Pop Smoke was dope. He was a superstar. For sure.
You
know what I'm saying? He was dope.
You got Fivio for. I mean, they still.
Do you think that's
I didn't know he was from the West.
Do you think that's one of the reasons Dave East ain't just pop like he been consistently? I mean, just been consistent with hits because it's kind of like he
I don't know what it is about that.
Dave East was just overhyped You know, he
Nah,
went.
I don't know
but
what it is.
Dave will step out a little bit. He'll do some South shit, do some West Sound and shit.
Yeah,
You know,
he done did everything. Motherfuckers love Dave East on the East, but for some reason, you know what I'm saying, it seems like he don't pop like he
Yeah.
do.
I
Like
think what ends up happening when people adopt the sound of other regions, and if they don't show the proper love and respect, and people start looking at
Yeah.
it like
Right.
you stealing, or you just trying to sound like us, and you trying to use our sound in order for you to be able to capitalize off of it, but you ain't incorporating the actual people into what you got going on. I think that's how they hurt them. But if you are one of those people that you got a distinct sound, and then you start trying to play around with different things, and you actually don't, because what'll end up happening if somebody play around with your sound and they trying to steal it, they trying to copy, they don't do it right, it's actually it waters down the sound. It basically like you done
for sure.
went and played. It's a slap in the face because you could have got one of us to help you do it, but you trying to steal and shit. Now you done messed it up. You know what I'm saying? Now you got people thinking that this is how we sound in the South, or this is how we sound in the West, this is how we sound in the East. I feel like if people actually link and they
You know what artist
have
good with
one of
that?
those songs, where those collaborative songs, where you remember back in the day, it used to be, man, I'm talking about plenty of people from different regions on one track, and you could hear it on there, but you could see everybody was showing love. So therefore, those other respective regions had love for those people.
You
I
know
think
what artist good with that? I'm gonna see if y'all head into this hip hop shit. It's one modern artist. He good.
Drake.
Huh?
Drake.
That boy good. Hey,
Ooh, you
boy,
said
Cream,
Drake.
you
I was
good.
about to say Currency.
Hey, boy, Supreme, you good. But look at Drake though, for real. Drake adopted the Houston sound, and I'm talking about like he kind of made it his own, because he showed so much love to where like I'm talking about he done took some of their timeless music and remade it, but he
he did it
showed
right.
love, and they accepted that. You know what I'm saying?
And he took the
Yeah,
proper
they'll
channels,
respect
like
you if you
Dave
do
was
it right.
saying. He took the proper channels.
Yeah.
He even did that shit with the Bay Area with that Mac
With
Dre
Memphis
song.
also. Remember,
Yeah,
he
with
did
Memphis
that
too.
with Memphis also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he
so
know how to go show love and get the artists that
Well, his daddy from Memphis.
yeah.
Yeah.
The people who brought him in was the Prince family. So
And
he
then
took all the. It's really authentic. He ain't faking.
he was with CMG for a while. Remember, he kicked it on the Gotti for a while. So
I ain't know
if
this.
you didn't know, yeah, he kicked it on the Gotti for a
Oh,
while.
well, tell us something new then.
Go look it up, man. You know, I know this shit. You know what I'm saying? But no, he kicked it on the Gotti for a while. So, I think in one of his songs, he even said that, and even Gotti said that. You know what I'm saying? That song he was talking about, he put Nicki Minaj on her first video that was on BET, and then he talked about how Drake was, you know what I'm saying, as Drake and Ridgecrest, So, for a while he was fucking with Gotti.
Oh, that's what's up.
I didn't even know that.
So who y'all think, like, in the current state of hip hop, who y'all think, back in the day we had artists that they really represented, or they were the face of their region, where like Snoop. When you think about the West Coast, people like Snoop gonna come to mind. Pac will come to mind.
Dre, the face of West Coast, man.
Yeah, but you know how we are able to pinpoint, okay, this is, when I think about the West, this is the artist that come to mind, right?
Right.
So who do y'all like, the new wave of rappers? Do y'all think it's any rapper that got a sound that is actually representing, where you could be that could be like the new face of their region? Do y'all think of any
Is Kendrick
like
considered a new rapper? He's still like his time and fast.
He's still pretty much, still.
Well, he been around for about what, 10?
So I would still consider him a new rapper. He ain't, he ain't like a Pac or right. You know what I'm saying? He ain't in that era. So yeah.
Because when it comes to like the new West Coast, that's what you think of. You think of Kendrick. You know what I'm saying?
Kendrick.
Brazil to represent the East, New York, real well.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I can agree. I think pretty much like.
And then the South would have to go.
I ain't gonna say. Say like the Midwest got a few different sounds. You know what I'm saying? I can't say who really, because you got Chicago and you got Detroit that sound totally different. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think for Detroit, you know what I'm saying, it's really either Peasy or Babyface Ray that really represent like the sound of Detroit 9. They really from the same group. So if you really want to say Team East Side, you could really just say it like that.
In the older days, I wonder why Tech 9 ain't in that conversation when it comes to Midwest and representation of the Midwest.
That nigga corny.
I mean,
he got a mostly white audience, man. Like a lot of niggas don't fuck with Tech 9 for some reason. I fuck with him though, but I don't fuck with him heavy. But I fuck with Tech 9. I fuck with him personally.
Yeah.
He gonna get no play in my ride at all.
Hey,
I mean, if you look it up, he done had the longest run in Midwest consistently, and he been independent doing.
Oh, the nigga's super rich.
Yeah,
he killing shit, and he do. But you got a good point though, because he do represent a certain Midwest sound, that Midwest chopper flow sound. You know what I'm saying? There was Twista and Do or Die and Bone, and you know what I'm saying, Crucial Conflict and all them type of motherfuckers. So he do represent that sound. He probably the face of that. I could probably say that, and that horrorcore shit in a way too.
He definitely gets undervalued. You know,
Hey, but I'm gonna say this. Oh, go ahead, Pre.
He deserves a lot of props and respect.
Hey, I'm gonna say this though about as far as putting a region on or the face of a region, it's this misconception that a lot of people got, and probably a couple people on this show got, that Eminem put Detroit on. You know what I'm saying? The Eminem is the face of Detroit, but you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying earlier,
I would put Royce to 5'9" before Eminem when it came to Detroit. You dig what I'm saying?
Maybe you can do that. Maybe you can do that.
I'm not saying he is the face, but if I,
that's some of the most ridiculous cap I've ever heard. But go ahead.
Well, Royce to 5'9"?
Go ahead. He's finish your point, bro.
so check it out, because at the time Eminem came out, he didn't represent the Detroit sound. That wasn't what Detroit sounded like, and there wasn't nobody else coming from Detroit really that sounded like Eminem, that everybody was trying to sound like around the country. Now you got motherfuckers that's trying to sound like Detroit, and this Detroit sound that's out now, this had been around since Eminem was around. So this is now Detroit getting known, and these are the motherfuckers that's on now from Detroit. These is putting motherfucking Detroit on now.
So let me ask you,
sound like CG talking about Louisiana versus New Orleans.
Let me ask you this: since
you're talking about the same city, you're talking about the same city. I ain't talking about
Detroit. He's in. You got who was out first putting it down for Detroit for as like the local artists? Royce 5'9" or Eminem?
You talking about between them two?
Yeah.
I think they came out around the same time. Him, Proof, Royce 5'9", they was all around like early 90s, like 90.
Y'all gonna fuck 91. Around and have to give Eminem his props. Y'all keep on talking.
No, I'm saying, look, I don't take none from Eminem. I'm saying
I ain't taking none from me.
I'm just saying I know about Detroit and some of the articles I read at one time.
Put Detroit on the map. Facts.
At one time, Eminem was praising Royce for 5'9" for opening the doors for certain shit. If I ain't mistaken, it's something.
It was proof.
I wasn't
proof,
checking
really.
for Detroit
until
Eminem came about. So
nobody knew shit about Detroit.
You wasn't fucking with nobody else.
Did a whole movie about Detroit. So y'all need to get that man his.
We didn't know shit about no 8 Mile. He taught us about 8 Mile.
But like I said, was anybody else trying to sound like Eminem? Was anybody around the country sounding like Eminem?
They couldn't.
No.
Man, shit, whatever, you could try to, but now, motherfuckers is trying to sound like Detroit.
How you gonna sound like the rap guy?
This is the same sound.
That's two different points, bro.
Let me ask you this here. Who is the new face of Detroit?
Easy, Babyface, Ray, all them old niggas.
Who is the new face of it, like in modern times?
Them
I just told you.
T Grizzly.
That's what I'm finna say. T Grizzly really put Detroit back on the map.
Well, you know what? If you want to say the face, I will have to say T Grizzly because he was another breakout. Where
and then after that, then you got a whole bunch of motherfuckers that came out.
Because I didn't know Detroit even rap like that. I didn't when he
came out a long time.
That's still some controversial shit to me. I feel like that's some hybrid Bay Area Detroit, some hybrid, bro. Yeah, bro.
Oh, you talking about the sound?
Detroit sound, they got going on, it's not gonna last long. I can tell you that.
See, it's been lasting since the early.
I mean, I can't listen. I ain't gonna lie. It's been new rappers trying to. They kind of, if you look like Money Man, Larry Jr., they kind of put some of the Detroit rap.
Money Man do not sound like no Detroit, my nigga. Money Man don't sound like Detroit, bro.
You gotta get
I'm gonna tell y'all who I like. I like 42 Doug.
Yeah, see, you got
He
all that
kind of
going.
different though, because he got South in his raps.
Everybody,
Yeah.
like you see, you got Memphis motherfuckers coming to get Detroit. Like this shit wasn't going on when Eminem was around. Motherfuckers wasn't trying to come and get Detroit rappers when Eminem was
But
around.
we know what the Detroit sound is right now, but that don't mean they put Detroit on the map. They just holding that sound
What is
there.
it then?
Huh?
What is it then?
It's a difference, bro. Putting Detroit on the map and putting the Detroit sound on the map are two different things.
Yeah.
Them niggas put the Detroit sound on the map. But anything about Detroit, you gotta give it to Marshall Mathers.
Okay, if you word it that way,
you wasn't thinking about no Detroit history at that point. The only thing you was looking at was Eminem.
Baby, we want to look
thing you was looking at was
Eminem before that.
Because like,
and after that, it was Eminem. That was it.
Street Military came out before the Ghetto Boys, but the Ghetto Boys put Houston on the map.
Hey, and wasn't nobody going back and checking for Street Military when
Right.
the Ghetto Boys came out.
Right.
But see, I gotta agree with Supreme on that, because if you said the way he's saying it, because like I didn't know nothing about no fucking 8 Mile. When I started hearing 8 Mile, I could talk like I knew shit from Detroit. Oh yeah, them niggas in 8 Mile be getting it in.
And the Pawn Shop show put y'all on the map.
Man,
Oh, wow.
See, you talking about
wow.
shit. See, but I'm talking about as far as rap, as far as the sound.
Before we head to recess, guys, we wanna I want to present the trivia question. Y'all try to answer this trivia question.
Can I say something right quick?
Go ahead.
In 1995, I was staying in some apartments, and it was some females from Detroit, and them motherfuckers was rough, rugged, and crazy as fuck. And I just knew that female from Detroit was crazy based off them. Like, it was a different type of crazy. Them, Oakland, and Memphis got the craziest, and Louisiana.
No. You leaving out St. Louis. You leaving out
St. Louis. That's crazy too.
Crazy what?
Women.
I'm from Memphis though.
Shit.
Voila, they go to bricks.
I'm not crazy.
You don't even like niggas that eat glazed donuts, the fuck?
Well, yeah, this shit don't to nobody like a nigga that eat glazed donuts and jelly all in the middle and the fuck. Like, hey, no, you can't do that. I can't stand a Krispy Kreme. It's hot and ready sign chasing ass nigga. I do if you pull up to that Krispy Kreme when they like, come on, I'm done with your ass. Yeah, I can't fuck with you. Anyway, the hip hop trivia question is: which street people are better known as the hip hop holy trinity? Again, which three people are better known as the holy trinity of hip hop? Y'all try to answer that question. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Before we jump into recess, we're gonna talk about the last question. We just gonna go real briefly. What region do y'all think is on the top right now?
Region
South.
I'm going with the South.
You got to go with South. You got Memphis.
I don't think no region is particularly dominating right now.
I mean, you got Memphis, Atlanta, and Texas in the South that's dominating right now. You know what I'm saying?
No, you got Detroit, Sam. You got upstate New York.
Chicago.
You got Florida doing their thing. You got Louisiana. It's up for grabs right now.
Who just was number one?
Hottest city right now.
Who just was number one on the urban radio stations?
Finesse 2 Time.
Before that, who it was? Moneybag Yo. So Memphis, like even and before that, Pooh Shiesty. So Memphis over the last, I say 2 to 3 years.
I won't debate that. I won't debate that, brother.
Because I actually feel
Memphis been up there.
Memphis and Memphis and Detroit, they've been going back and forth with like who
LA. LA been doing their thing too lately too. Low key out there, they've been doing their thing out there too. So
and then you got to think all the other hot artists, they had some kind of connection to Memphis too.
Houston, South Bronx, Big Italian.
ESTG from the South. I think he's from Kentucky.
Louisville.
He's from Kentucky, but I'm saying like they had connections with Memphis, like Gotti and all them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
ESTG, 42 Doug, all them. Shit, they are.
42 Doug go crazy. He in jail though, ain't it?
Yeah.
I think he just got sentenced to a year. I think.
42 Doug locked up. Pooh Shiesty locked up. It's so crazy, man.
Mozzie locked up.
Mozzie locked up. Mozzie finna come home though.
I think so.
He finna get ready to come home. I think he come home this year, don't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's just crazy how like all that talent. But I knew Pooh Shiesty dumbass was gonna get locked.
What's that other cat that was on
like it's certain people that be really doing, like The one that said
Fuji or something.
You talking about the one that said
Fujiana.
the one that said
baby mama ain't shit.
Baby mama ain't shit. She want to listen to the song. Yeah.
That nigga can rap too.
He was in a relationship with somebody. Ain't he in a relationship with Amara? No, that ain't Amara.
It was Rena Rucci, and she broke up with him like 3 months into
Rena Rucci.
Okay. Yeah. All right then. You said it's Rena Rucci, right? That's the one that be fucking with Kevin Gates, ain't it? They be rapping, they be doing songs and stuff. She go hard. Like she be rapping her ass off. I don't even know why she ain't up there because she be rapping her ass off. Rena Rucci go hard. Anyway, y'all ready for this recess? Let's get into recess.
Oh yeah, recess. I forgot about recess.
Go ahead.
Since you are attacking our news organization, can you give us a chance?
Your organization.
You are attacking our news organization.
Your organization.
Can you give us a chance to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state, Mr. President-elect,
go ahead.
Can you state
she's asking a question. Don't
Mr.
be rude.
President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
You're attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
My boy,
hey man, that's the Donald man.
My boy Donald.
Hey man, so Donald, he was talking to CNN. He had called them folks fake news. They was covering stories, and so I used that clip because unfortunately Don Lemon from CNN, he was fired, and Tucker Carlson from Fox News was. Well, the story ended up developing a little bit more, and come to find out he was let go due to a lawsuit that they basically in connection with the lawsuit that they had for defamation. It was almost $1 billion lawsuit. But it was crazy because as far as Don Lemon is concerned, you know, he done caught fire at points for being, you know, sexist and misogynistic and things of that nature, but he ain't never just really been caught up into anything just really, really scandalous. So his name been pretty good out here. I don't know what transpired to make them get rid of Don Lemon. I know they kept moving him around and having him doing different shows and different time slots and things, but it was crazy how they let him go because they didn't even do it. He what?
A sassy hoe.
You don't like Don Lemon?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
I think he's a horrible representation of a black man. The nigga sassy, you know. He just a old man. That nigga. Man, pussy ass nigga, man. I don't like that nigga at all. Some real nigga inside CNN finally got control of the fire and hired me waiting to fire this nigga. And like they fired that nigga, man. Like bitch ass nigga, man, use a mark, man. He walk around with his white husband. You know what I'm saying? Which is that's what they want to do. LGBT out there, all y'all. It's just what y'all want to do. I'm just saying, nigga, mark in my eyes.
Well, hey, the only thing I really got to say, because I don't really know exactly why they fired him, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? I know one thing in this age of, social media, YouTube, all these different platforms and shit like that, CNN, MSNBC, all that shit's starting to die a little slowly, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure Don Lemon gonna bounce back. He gonna have his own show, probably on some network. He gonna have his own show, probably on some network. He gonna get his money, and you already know his community gonna support him. Yeah, so he gonna be cool. He gonna bounce back. Tucker Carlson.
It's really a promotion.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's a smoke signal, man.
About Tucker Carlson, I don't really give a fuck about either one of them. But
he gonna get his own shit too.
They can go do podcasts, and the way these podcasts, did you see how much they just paid? Who was that? Okay, you got Joe Budden, Joe Rogan. You know how much they getting paid? So it's like I'm pretty much I can go be independent and do a podcast and get as much as I was doing over here, and y'all trying to control me. I already didn't build up my audience too, y'all. So yeah, good riddance. Bye. Give me my severance.
Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson represent the total fringe right and the total fringe left.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They both two total opposite sides of
And
the
Fox
coin.
fucked up and went too fringe and lost $1 billion motherfucking dollars. And then CNN, a lot of people get turned off with the fringe liberal shit. So they put be the middle, have everybody calm down a little bit. It's finna be election time. So boom, there you go. It's just a
because
break.
like
Well, I heard I was reading that due to his contract terms that he actually will end up getting $25 million as well. So
yeah, that's a stiff. Hey, that's a stiff up.
Hey,
Seven.
Yeah, they came up.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna tell y'all what was funny though. Rick Ross, he had did a video and he said he got a job for Don Lemon at Wingstop. And he gonna find him the best grill to get over in order to fry them wings up. He gonna put Don Lemon on the best fryer that they got in the building, the best fryer that ever been made. So he could drop some hot chicken coming up out that grease. But I'm gonna tell you something. Quiet as it's kept, Rick Ross got on my nerves when he did that because come on, man, it's Don Lemon. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be all right. But that was a good marketing thing. Like, think about it. Don Lemon pepper wings.
Yeah, that you know,
you do
Ross,
something like that. That'll be dope. They probably need to link and do something like that for me.
I didn't even think about that shit till y'all just said that.
What that pepper? Yeah, it was just it was opportunity to be funny and be fly. Then also, you know, hey,
it was opportunity to be funny, but it actually is a good marketing. Like real quick, a little special drop. It be like, oh, 5%, 10% off. You know what I'm saying? Order the Don Lemon pepper wings, and
you
then maybe because they already got the Don Lemon pepper special, they could do something where they may throw like in the combo. They might. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around, give you a brownie or a lemon bar, dessert or something. You know what I'm saying?
You know who made a good point? I forgot who was that. Damn, one of those new producers. Like, but he was saying like Don Lemon in cost or whatever the Tucker dude to do a show. Lee Daniels. And if you think about it, boy, do you not know? Like on them two on the network, it's all. But then that was separate because it'd be like skipping and Shannon Sharp, you know what I'm saying? Like some shit like that.
But that's good TV though.
It's great TV.
It is good TV.
Hey, listen, that'll be like Jerry Springer. Bring that shit back in the spirit of Jerry Springer.
Yeah, as long as they ain't got somebody, you know, they know how to speak, they know how to debate and things like that. They have different ideologies and everything. It ain't nothing wrong with them being on the same show and you know having and speaking about their the way that they feel about certain issues and top. I think it'll be dope.
I think Don Lemon wouldn't make it though because he's too catty. Because one of the last interviews he did, it was with one of the Republican the presidential Republican runners, you know what I'm saying? And he was catty as hell with dude. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like real catty on some. I take offense to that, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think it'll work out with them because of him.
Yeah, Joe Travis said Don and Roland Martin have us looking weak. Now, Roland Martin, when he did it for me, when it was like voting time, and he was up on the camera, he had went out there to the vote, and it was like he was crying.
Nah, what's that other nigga name that be crying all the time? Van Jones. Oh my god.
It's be ridiculous, man. So they gonna find. Hey, so do they got a replacement for Don Lemon?
Not that I know of, not
yet. What I'm saying? So I wonder who gonna, you know what I'm saying, who they gonna put in the spot.
Yes, indeed. Okay, well, with that being said, child, we're gonna go ahead and hop into this school post. Let me pull it up.
What we got?
Okay. This week's school post is
what does that?
Who's higher on your GOAT list? Is it Nicki Minaj or Lauryn Hill? Again, who is higher on your GOAT list? Is it Nicki Minaj or Lauryn Hill? I'm going with the queen, baby. Nicki Minaj.
We know who you going with. Shit. Higher on my GOAT list, man.
GOAT list now.
I know.
Now we had a GOAT conversation, and you know we broke down greatest of all time. So
man, I mean, I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna have to put it like this. Probably as far as greatest all time, as far as the criteria that I put out there and everything on that show, I'm probably have to go with Nicki. But I will say, I done listened to way more Lauryn Hill, even though she ain't got more material. I done listened to way more. That's what I'm saying, because I don't really listen to Nicki like that. I don't listen to Nicki Minaj's album.
For me.
I don't listen to her albums.
Why
You know
the
what I'm
fuck
saying?
you just say that?
I'm just
Way
saying.
more Lauryn Hill.
I'm saying
I
I have.
I mean,
I don't
really,
listen to either
Lauryn
one of
Hill
them.
songs, and he only listen to one Nicki song. He listen to way more Lauryn Hill than he do Nicki.
What I'm saying is I don't listen to either
I mean,
one
because
of them.
his favorite song ain't gotta be your favorite song.
I've heard
it's mathematically
I've
impossible
heard more
like that.
Lauryn
Yeah.
Hill. I heard more Lauryn Hill than I have Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Lauryn Hill got one album.
She got one album. She got 2 albums with the Fugees.
So how did you hear more Lauryn than Nicki if the lady got one album?
Because I don't listen. I ain't never heard a Nicki Minaj album.
Okay, but you done heard songs. You done heard.
Yeah, I done heard songs. Yeah, for sure.
So
I
you
heard
done
songs,
heard
features
more
and shit
Nicki
like
than
that.
I mean, Heezy, I tried to listen, Heezy. I tried to bail you out the burning house, but brother, I'm all out of fire extinguishers. Because if you listen to the radio, you gonna hear. You might not
I don't listen to the radio.
I
don't listen to the radio.
Your house burned down.
I don't listen to the radio.
Show, Josh.
That's what I'm saying. When I used to,
you don't wait till the end.
That's exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when I used to listen to the radio, it was way back when Lauryn Hill was on the radio. I don't listen to the radio now. I ain't listened to the radio in probably 20 years.
In response to Deasia, in my house burning down, that's cap. That's cap.
Your house burned down in the beginning of the show. You and he.
All that was opinion based. Listen, all that was
I gotta go with Nicki.
All that was opinion based.
Right now, she's higher on the list right now.
Who?
She doesn't compare as Lauryn, Nicki.
Yeah, you got to go with
Nicki.
That's
what I said. As far as
Nicki
criteria,
has to pass Lauryn. She's higher on the list.
Yeah, as far as criteria, I said that too. I agree with that. But
yeah,
I like Lauryn Hill hip hop way more than Nicki Minaj.
There you go. That's
but as far as Ghost that, it's definitely no. Nicki Minaj has passed, and Nicki Minaj would rap circles around Lauryn Hill. Let's be very clear. Nobody out rapping. Nobody, as far as rap flow bars, nobody. No female rapper is out rapping Nicki Minaj.
Extreme cap.
I go with Nicki as far as the GOAT conversation, but that's because like she have been like she worked her ass off and she dropped a lot of content that mattered, and like she got, like I say, them damn barbs. You know what I'm saying? Before it's like, can she out rap? I ain't never really paid attention to her rapping. Like I done heard her music, but I ain't never got into her artistry like that to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like
listen to her music.
That's what I'm saying too.
Who does you don't like niggas that eat glazed donuts, but you'll tell a man to go listen to a nigga album? Come on, man, that shit crazy.
What's wrong with? Okay, Josh, let me
mean business about them donuts, Josh.
Okay, so let me kill this or whatever the case may be. When
I said glazed, we ain't talking about the kind of sturdy now. I ain't on them.
Tell you something that it'd be funny about men who have those type of comments when it comes to listen to a woman album. Why is it that you got a problem listening to a woman album, but you will listen to a hard leg nigga album talking about how he fucking?
Okay, let me answer that. Let me answer that. Let me answer that.
Talk about you want to listen to the hard leg, but you don't want to listen to the woman.
Let me answer that.
Now,
let me answer that. First and foremost,
these glazed donuts and this
no. Let me answer it. Because it's certain female rappers that I listen to, because the thing of it is, Nicki and a man listening to her, a man don't want to be called a barb. When you got your fans calling they said barbs and shit like that, I might become a fan. You have to be a barb. You have to be a barb to be a fan of Nicki. I'm not a barb.
But Supreme is the Beehive. You could be a fan of a woman without
Supreme like jelly. Supreme like donuts that squirt out jelly. See, you know what I'm saying?
Not jelly, cream.
Well, he's like I tried to help him with jelly. Listen, I tried to help him with jelly. He say not jelly, cream.
I love chocolate eclairs with the cream in the middle. I love it. I eat them once a week. I love them.
That nigga going over here. Listen, what?
I love them.
On this show here,
go ahead, just zesty. Just yes.
Beehive.
He's like a fucking big Beyonce fan. This shit is ridiculous. So it don't like the thing with being a fan of a woman. It doesn't like what that. If you're a fan, you're a fan.
I just
like,
listen. The same
I'm
face.
not a bar.
Listen. The same face. I like Nicki as an artist. The songs that I paid attention to her on. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I like her delivery and all that. I just said I haven't just sit up and listen to no whole Nicki album. When they saying Nicki's dropping an album on Friday at 12, I ain't ran and did that. Now I'm not being misogynist or nothing like that. It's just that ain't my flavor. Now you know.
That's fine. I get it. I understand. I get it.
Because I never got that.
I agree.
At the Porsche, I never got it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. It's saying like she having a seizure to me. You dig what I'm saying?
I get it. Like in the beginning.
Hold on. And then before I end, Megan Thee Stallion and run trains through her ass the way Megan be dropping them lyrics.
Facts.
Megan could get up with Nicki. They could if they responded. I want them to just go ahead and just go there. You know what I'm saying? If they go there, I feel like the rap girls, as far as the rap girls right now, Meg is the only one that can keep up with Nicki.
Yeah, it'll be some good shit.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this hip hop trivia question. This week hip hop trivia question is: which three people are better known as the Holy Trinity of hip hop? Again, which three people are better known as the Holy Trinity of hip hop? Do y'all know the answer? Anybody know the answer? I know Supreme know.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I ain't never heard.
Is it
I
two?
never heard of the Trinity, Holy Trinity of hip hop. I never heard. I heard like Mount Rushmore.
They will be from the Golden Age.
From the Golden Age. LL Cool J, Run DMC,
not Mount Rushmore. They actually got called the Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity.
Okay. Hold on. Let me guess. I'm gonna say KRS-One. Is that one?
Rakim.
Okay. We gotta be Rakim.
It's God damn it! Now I don't fucking forgot.
Oh wow! No.
It's African Bambaataa.
Oh wow!
Grandmaster Flash. And
Cool Herc.
Cool Herc.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That's some bullshit.
I had a good one, didn't it? I even forgot the damn answer.
Shit, that wasn't the golden era. That wasn't the golden era. That was the beginning. Shit, that wasn't the golden era. That was the beginning.
They put out Grease in there,
The beginning ain't considered the golden age.
No.
Well, goddamn it, y'all.
For the record, DH came this trivia, y'all. Complete disaster.
Oh, y'all just mad because y'all didn't know the answer. Y'all, hip hop IQ is trash.
Anybody never heard.
You should have gave us a hint. You should have said one reason.
Anybody
so goddamn me. With that being said, class is dismissed. Y'all out there that's listening, make sure that y'all subscribe, like the video, share the video. Thanks for tuning in.
That nigga Don Lemon a whole like Jesse Smollett.
The Hip Hop School, past and present podcast.